everything litty, I love when it's hot. Turned to the city, I broke out the knot. Got some more millies, I keep me a knot. I created history, it made me a lot. He tried to diss me and it don't fox. We call them chopsticks cause they gonna chop. I gotta stay. Put me some in the can of the dry. Riding in special like Bunny and Clyde. Don't worry, baby, I keep me some fire. She names and broken, she cannot decide. The ladies Mercedes, here go to surprise. Back while I'm gripping her side. Nigga mad back, this ain't regular size. We really fly, we like pelican guys. You ain't slick, I can tell her the skies. Upgrade at my wrist, put her gas in the sky. She think I might sound like
First opened back in 2008. There's a look at Lucas Oil Stadium here in downtown Indy. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We are all set to go, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Indianapolis Colts.
The career's more at stake when you win your prime. That paper, baby, my face on the dotted line. I've been flying out of town for some peace of mind. It's like always, they just want to.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. To the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
So much for coming out throwing as it leads to an early 2nd down and long. They'll drop to throw. That's to his tight end, Tyler Warren. A nice pick up there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
3rd play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Now back to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he won't get close. Only a yard. 4th and 3.
Well, good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go.
In motion right, that's Collins. Quick throw to Collins. On a gain of 3 on the play. Then it's 2nd down. You look at this Colt defense, and they find themselves just outside the top 10 of the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
So prepping for this game, I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And
too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. Throwing now is Stroud. Throw right side, taken in by Collins. Down the right sideline. He's on his way. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 66 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Here we go. On 18. What's that?
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Touchdown, Texans! Takedown. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are on the board first here this afternoon.
Up for the extra point.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Fairbairn is the kickoff for Houston.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way, aren't they? Because it looked like they had things pointing in the right direction, but now they've lost 2 straight. And that means this game is vital, extremely important, because they've fallen 2 games below 500. The road back into playoff contention, awfully difficult.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The Colts at 3 and 4 on the year coming in play. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. That's complete. It's Adnan Mitchell. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans 36. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. So 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 36. Now a handoff running through the middle. He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. You look at the defense for these Texans. They played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds. So they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. On the ground, here's the rookie from Ole Miss. And he went nowhere. He went backwards. Back back to the 33. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter two as they've got it with a 2nd and 10.
Oh, 118. What's up? Hey, south.
Here's Stroud. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over it that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And Stroud now to throw. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. He'll take it at the 42. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. They'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
And that's all about recognition right there because he's got to go from pass rush mode to pursuit mode, what defensive line coaches like to call retracing. And he's able to retreat and make the tackle for just a short gain.
Here now a 3rd down and 8. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete.
What did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains and pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on third down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Here we go.
And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today. So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in this spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Here now, 2nd and 4. This one left side caught by Collins. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Colts territory. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 61 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. This is a very impressive drive, especially when you consider where they started from to now be set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, and some nice running right there. That's what got them the first down. But at this point, I suggest open up your playbook. You can call just about what you want.
And they're going to get it. They bring it down to sack back at the 16-yard line. Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Mark Andrews, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, the answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. He'll look to throw. A short one there, caught by Warren. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They'll look to throw here. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
Out of bounds at the 45-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
Second down and 6 now. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
The good signal calls would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Every throw here, that's complete. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Going across the formation, he finds Fryermuth. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll find his way down around the 12. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Now 3rd down and 7. He'll drop to throw. And he is caught. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Colts get a late score here, the final minute of the 1st half. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield in the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week and takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%, and I feel like I'm being generous with that number. It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
70 Lions.
They'll look to throw again. A short throw caught by Andrews. But he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
19 Lions. 2. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Go.
Back to throw again. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
And this is caught. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Houston.
Nico Collins in the final seconds of the first half. And the Texans would extend their lead here just before halftime.
The kick is good.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Naomi Fairbairn, the kickoff for Houston.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game. And when you've got an opportunity to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. Another bounce and break that goes their way. To about the 40-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
2nd and 5.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
Let's go.
And they'll send Judy in motion left.
Fix the Eagles.
Off play action. Reese. Taking a run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Hadn't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder. If he wasn't a first-round pick, they want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 6.
Let's go now. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready?
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That is caught by Dell. And they have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Whatever the discussions were at halftime in trying to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Brought down on the play by Trenton Simpson.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Stephanie! Cougar 19!
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Bronco 80.
Back to throw. Reese. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Mark Andrews with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Texans take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
Here we go.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's got some space here. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 54 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
At halftime, you had to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They'd had this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Down at the 35. It'll be second down.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a handoff up the middle. Milner. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Back to throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him. Not able to bring him to the ground. That was Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play.
And we all know how talented this guy is, who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
And this one is right down the middle. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. And that flag accepted. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field.
Yeah, this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
Up the middle they go. Milner. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. They'll set up to throw.
He'll try and do this himself. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. 30 yards.
And the Colts get a bit closer.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away.
And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. If they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Reese. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Call it a gain of a yard. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
A
backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Mustang 19.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
And this offense on third down today, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. He gets this complete to Mitchell. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
15 yards on the play.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Milner trying to run inside, but nothing there. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
2nd and 9 now. He's got his man. It's Pierce. And it's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's got to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
A yard all they need, but it's third down. He finds Pierce. It's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass, and they get 12 yards out of it.
10 at the 26-yard line.
And he rifles one incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll try and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Will Anderson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And his kick here is good. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting it.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Off the play fake. Reese. And he's taken down. Back in his own 7. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
He saw the pressure and he got out, but he never got upfield. And the defense, they took full advantage of a rookie mistake there. They were able to add a big loss on the sack.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Back to throw. Reese. And he knocks the ball away that falls incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
It has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
So many offenses want to put their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. He'll look to throw. He's got his receiver. That's one. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Milner. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to blow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
He'll look to throw. Left side, he finds Pierce. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33.
Oh, I know it goes against the grain here. It totally goes against it, but you've got to drop the ball in that situation. He makes a catch, but he loses yards and doesn't get out of bounds.
Got to avoid the flags defensively. Here's 4th and long.
60 Eagle.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Let's go now. Go.
Back to throw. And they set up the screen. That's complete. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Now a first carry here for the running back. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Here's 3rd down at 5.
18 Cardinal.
He's back to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And they do not get it. It's incomplete. They went for the win, and the big gamble does not pay off. So with under 30 seconds to play, this is the game right here. And this will be recovered by the Texans. So victory appears to be in sight. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep. Those types of